Good afternoon, my wonderful students. Welcome to this special class. We're going to be very brief but inspiring. You are highly welcome to it. Now, we are going to look at this topic, the cell and its environment. Now, the cell is the structural unit of living organisms, and the cell has what is called the internal environment that is surrounded with. And this internal environment is composed of two fluids. And the first one is called the extracellular fluid, which is referred to as the ECF, and the second is intracellular fluid, which is called the ICF. Now, there are substances in each of these fluids here that needs to be regulated and then maintained. And there are two major processes that are required or involved in maintaining what the substances in each of these cell compartments, the ECF and then the ICF. These two major processes are osmosis and diffusion. And we are going to look at osmosis today. What is osmosis? Osmosis is a movement of water molecules from a region of lower concentration to a region of higher concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. When you're dealing with osmosis, you're dealing with what? Water. It is water that is moving under osmosis here. Now, what are the conditions necessary for osmosis to take place? The first one is presence of a weaker solution. For example, we have pure water. Pure water is a weaker solution because in pure water, you don't have a solute in it. Look at it here. You have pure water here. Pure water is a weaker solution. The second condition required there is presence of a stronger solution, like sugar solution is a stronger solution. And the next condition there is presence of a semi-permeable membrane. These three conditions are very necessary for osmosis to take place. Now, the next thing we are going to look at is the types of solutions. The cell can be exposed to three types of solutions. For example, when you eat food with excess salt, you tend to spit it out and then drink more water. The reason is that the body tries to regulate or maintain the substances in your ICF and then your ECF. These solutions are there. If you take water that is very cold as well and is pure, you also observe that your body tries to react to it. So that leads to the three types of solution that we have. The first type of solution is hypotonic solution. The second is hypertonic solution. And the third is isotonic solution. Now, in hypotonic solution here, let's consider this amoeba cell here. It is surrounded by pure water, meaning that outside the cell here you have less solute. There's no salt here. There's more water outside the cell, but there's less solute here now. Then that means inside the cell here, you're going to have more solute or more water inside the cell. Now, by osmosis, water moves from an area of lower concentration, which is outside the cell, to a region of what? Higher concentration, which is inside the cell. In this case, that means water will enter the cell by osmosis because outside the cell is lower in concentration and then inside is higher in concentration. This solution here that is outside the cell that is lower in concentration compared to the solution that is inside the cell is referred to as hypotonic solution. The next one is hypertonic solution. Let's consider this paramecium cell here being surrounded by saltwater solution. In this case, it is saltwater that surrounds the paramecium cell, not the pure water like the case of amoeba. No. Here now you have salt water that is surrounding the paramecium cell here. So that means here now you have more solute here. And then inside the cell you have less solute. By osmosis, how will water flow? How will it move? It will move from an area of what? Lower concentration, which is inside the cell, with less solutes, but more water, to where this what? Higher concentration, with less water and more salt or more solute. So in this case here now, by osmosis, the water leaves the cell by osmosis, and the cell can be said to be plasmolysed when it occurs in plant cell. This solution that is outside the cell, that is higher in concentration than the one inside the cell, is referred to as hypertonic solution. Now, if the two solutions are equal in concentration, if they are equal, there will be no movement of water, and that solution that has equal concentration like that of the cell is referred to as isotonic solution. In our next class, we are going to look at the importance of osmosis. But for now, I'm going to give you an assignment that you are going to work and then respond to me. All right, so this is the assignment that you're going to respond to. Explain hypotonic solution, hypertonic solution, isotonic solution, and then also see the condition necessary for osmosis to take place. Remember that these three solutions here that are taking place here in the cell will have to, the solutions are passing through the word, the cell membrane. The cell membrane is very important, and the cell membrane is a lipid bilayer, all right, that these solutions have to pass through. And like we said, it is selectively permeable to these substances. In our next class, we'll continue from this. Thank you.